All right, let's get started here. We got another fast one. We got 10 2021 Optic Fact Packs and 8 2021 Select Hanger Packs. Quick rundown. We got Texans, Panthers, Browns, Cardinals, Heath T, Saints, Sean M, Ravens, Justin D, Cowboys, Crook 201, Colts, Heath T, Broncos, Justin D, Rams, Lance H, Packers, Eddie K, Chiefs, Bucks, Bills, and Vikings, Lance H, Dolphins, Eagles, Craig W, Jags, Kevin H, Bears, Craig W, 49ers, and Patriots to Jose V, and Bengals, Chargers to Craig W. Good luck, and we will start with the select. We got Juju Smith-Schuster to the Steelers, Rashawn Slater to the Chargers, Zach Wilson to the Jets, Patrick Mahomes to the Chiefs, Dwayne Eskridge to the Seahawks, Derek Gore to the Chiefs. We have Troy Polamalu to the Steelers, Sam Ehlinger to the Colts, Silver Devontae Adams to the Packers, Hidden Talents George Kittle. We have Silver Javonte Williams going to the Broncos. We have Jalen Darden to the Bucks, Kylan Hill to the Packers, Kyle Trask to the Buccaneers, Brian Edwards to the Raiders, Tylan Wallace to the Ravens, Brett Favre to the Packers, Rondell Moore to the Cardinals. Next pack. We have Javonte Williams to the Broncos, David Johnson to the Texans, Dez Fitzpatrick to the Titans, Juju Smith-Schuster to the Steelers, Rashawn Slater to the Chargers, Zach Wilson to the Jets, Patrick Mahomes to the Chiefs, Dwayne Eskridge to the Seahawks, Silver Mike Gesicki to the Dolphins, Hidden Talents Warren Moon to the Titans, the numbers Christian McCaffrey to the Panthers. We have Rondell Moore to the Cardinals, Carson Wentz to the Colts, Kellen Mond to the Vikings, Patrick Surtain to the Broncos, Pat Freiermuth to the Steelers, James Robinson to the Jags, Kenny Ngwanu to the Vikings, Jimmy G to the 49ers, and Darnell Mooney on the back to the Bears. We have Zach Davidson to the Vikings, Najee Harris to the Steelers, Ezekiel Elliott to the Cowboys, Antonio Gibson to Washington, Azeez Ojulari to the Giants, Devonta Smith to the Eagles, Sam Darnold to the Panthers, Davis Mills to the Texans. We have Silver Najee Harris to the Steelers, Terrell Davis, Hidden Talents to the Broncos, George Kittle on the numbers to the 49ers. We have Jalen Camp to the Texans, Rashard Bateman to the Ravens, Kellen Mond to the Vikings, Cameron Jordan to the Saints, Frank Darby to the Falcons, Najee Harris to the Steelers, Mari Cooper Cowboys, Chase Young going to Washington, and Trey McKitty to the Chargers. We have Elijah Moore to the Jets, Devontae Adams to the Packers, Michael Carter to the Jets, Miles Sanders Eagles, Micah Parsons to Cowboys, Trevor Lawrence to the Jags, Tom Brady going to the Bucks, Baker Mayfield to the Browns, Silver Terrence Marshall going to the Panthers, numbers Antonio Gibson, Javonte Williams to the Broncos, Rondell Moore to the Cardinals, Carson Wentz to the Colts, Semi Fehoko to the Cowboys, Ed Reed to the Ravens, Demetric Felton to the Browns, Brevin Jordan to the Texans, Pat Freiermuth to the Steelers, James Robinson to the Jaguars, Kenny Ngwanu to the Vikings, Jimmy G to the 49ers, and Darius Leonard to the Colts. We got Joe Burrow to the Bengals, De'Ami Brown to Washington, Jameis Winston to the Saints, Amir Smith-Marset to the Vikings, Marshall Faulk to the Rams, Chris Evans to the Bengals, Travis Etienne Jr. to the Jags, Teddy Bridgewater to the Broncos, Zach Davidson to the Vikings on the silver, hidden talents Tyreek Hill to the Chiefs, Alvin Kamara to the Saints. We have Trey Sermon to the 49ers, Daniel Jones to the Giants, nice Jalen Waddle going to the Dolphins, Trey Hendrickson to the Bengals, Marquez Stevenson to the Bills, Travis Etienne to the Jags, Jerry Jeudy to the Broncos, Josh Palmer to the Chargers, Ian Book to the Saints. We have Peyton Manning to the Colts, Pat Freiermuth to the Steelers, DJ Clark Jr. to the Jags, Kenny Ngannou to the Vikings, Deebo Samuel to the 49ers, Eric Stokes to the Packers, Kyle Pitts to the Falcons, Calvin Ridley to the Falcons, Marquez Stevenson going to the Bills on the silver, turbocharged Jamar Chase going to the Bengals, Mark Brunell, hidden talents to the Jags, Deebo Samuel to the 49ers, Eric Stokes to the Packers, Eli Mitchell to the 49ers, Zach Ertz to the Cardinals, Jalen Waddle to the Dolphins, Stephon Diggs to the Bills, Kellen Mond to the Vikings, Devontae Parker to the Dolphins, Najee Harris to the Steelers. We have Najee Harris to the Steelers, Ezekiel Elliott to the Cowboys, Antonio Gibson to Washington, Azeez Ojulari to the Giants, Devonta Smith to the Eagles, Sam Darnold to the Panthers, Davis Mills to the Texans, Justin Jefferson to the Vikings, Tutu Atwell on the silver going to the Rams, hidden talents Richard Dent to the Bears. We have a silver Dante Hall turbocharged going to the Chiefs. Behind that, Jalen Camp to the Texans, Rashard Bateman to the Ravens, Kyle Pitts to the Falcons, Matt Ryan to the Falcons, Najee Harris to the Steelers, Amari Cooper, Cowboys, Chase Young to Washington, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah to the Browns, and Kadarius Toney on the back to the Giants. Last hanger pack of the select, hanger number 8. We have Jacob Harris going to the Rams, Adrian Peterson to the Vikings, Kylan Granson to the Colts, Kadarius Toney to the Giants, Chuba Hubbard to the Panthers, Ryan Tannehill to the Titans, Richie Grant to the Falcons, Jalen Waddle to the Dolphins. We have a silver Tyrann Mathieu to the Chiefs, numbers DeAndre Swift to the Lions, Davis Mills to the Texans, Jared Goff to the Lions, Anthony Schwartz to the Browns, Terrence Marshall Jr. to the Panthers, De'Ami Brown to Washington, Devonta Smith, Eagles, Christian McCaffrey to the Panthers, Davis Mills, Texans, Kirk Cousins to the Vikings, and Chuba Hubbard on the back going to the Panthers. All right, let's get into the Optic. We got 10 fat packs. We got Jonnu Smith to the Patriots, Ezekiel Elliott, Cowboys, Khalil Mack, Bears, Tyrann Mathieu, Chiefs, Adam Thielen, Vikings, Mike Vick to the Falcons, DJ Clark Jr. to the Jags, Rob Gronkowski to the Bucks, Lamar Jackson, Ravens, Matt Stafford, Rams, J.C. Horn to the Panthers, and Brevin Jordan on the back to the Texans. We have Noah Fant to the Broncos, DeAndre Swift, Lions, Kenyon Drake to the Raiders, Terry McLaurin to Washington, Miles Sanders to the Eagles, George Kittle, 49ers. TJ Watt, Steelers. T.Y. Hilton, Colts. Jameis Winston, Saints. Derrick Henry, Titans. Najee Harris to the Steelers. And Retro Series Steve Young going to the Bucks. Justin Herbert to the Chargers. Chase Young, Washington. Dan Marino, Dolphins. Michael Gallup to the Cowboys. Jimmy Graham, Bears. Odell Beckham Jr., Browns. Tyler Lockett, Seahawks. Matt Ryan, Falcons. DeForest Buckner to the Colts. Joe Burrow to the Bengals. Kwity Paye to the Colts. And Retro Series Joe Theismann to Washington. We have Clyde Edwards-Helaire to the Chiefs. Mike Gesicki to the Dolphins. Blake Martinez to the Giants. Marcus May to the Jets. Jake Plummer to the Broncos. George Kittle to the 49ers. TJ Watt, Steelers. T.Y. Hilton to the Colts. Jameis Winston, Saints. Derrick Henry, Titans. Mac Jones going to the Patriots. And Jabril Cox to the Cowboys. We have Devontae Parker to the Dolphins. Daniel Jones to the Giants. Denzel Mims to the Jets. Melvin Gordon to the Broncos. Jeff Okudah to the Lions. DK Metcalf to the Seahawks. Mike Davis to the Falcons. Darius Leonard to the Colts. Mike Evans, Buccaneers. Jimmy G, 49ers. Asante Samuel Jr. going to the Chargers. And Najee Harris going to the Steelers. Nice hit. We got Nelson Aguilar to the Patriots. Dak Prescott, Cowboys. David Montgomery to the Bears. Frank Clark, Chiefs. Brett Favre, Packers. Michael Pittman Jr., Colts. Alvin Kamara, Saints. Kevin Byard, Titans. Kurt Warner, Cardinals. Odell Beckham Jr. to the Browns. Ian Book to the Saints, and Kellen Mond going to the Vikings. Brett Favre to the Packers. Michael Strahan to the Giants. John Riggins to the Jets. Tyreek Hill to the Chiefs. Robert Tonyan to the Packers. Hines Ward to the Steelers. Michael Pittman Jr. to the Colts. Alvin Kamara to the Saints. Kevin Byard to the Titans. Kurt Warner, Cardinals. Frank Darby to the Falcons. And Josh Palmer going to the Chargers. We have David Montgomery to the Bears. Frank Clark, Chiefs. Brett Favre, Packers. Michael Strahan, Giants. John Riggins, Jets. Eric Dickerson, Rams. Deontay Johnson, Steelers. David Johnson, Texans. Jeremy Chen, Panthers. Julio Jones to the Titans. Kelvin Joseph to the Cowboys. And Hollow, rated rookie Kellen Mond to the Vikings. We have Darnell Mooney to the Bears, Randy Moss, Vikings, Will Fuller to the Dolphins, Saquon Barkley to the Giants, Quinnen Williams to the Jets, Hayden Hurst to the Falcons, A.J. Green to the Cardinals, T. Higgins to the Bengals, Deebo Samuel, 49ers, Ben Roethlisberger to the Steelers, Jake Funk to the Rams, and Kyle Pitts going to the Falcons. Nice hit, Falcons. Last pack of this break. This is Fat Pack number 10. Good luck. We have Tyreek Hill to the Chiefs, Robert Tonyan, Packers, Justin Herbert, Chargers, Chase Young to Washington, Dan Marino to the Dolphins, DeAndre Hopkins to the Cardinals, Sean Alexander to the Seahawks, Robbie Anderson to the Panthers, Marvin Jones Jr. to the Jags, Ronald Jones to the Bucks, Jalen Waddle to the Dolphins, and Kwity Paye on the bat going to the Colts. Go over some of our hits here. We got Kyle Pitts on the Falcons, Kellen Mond, Vikings, another Kellen Mond, Vikings, Najee Harris, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, Kyle Pitts on the black and gold, going to the Falcons, Kellen Mond, going to the Vikings, Jalen Waddle, black and gold to the Dolphins, green velocity, Najee Harris to the Steelers, and silver Najee Harris to the Steelers. Steelers did well. Well, that will do it. I appreciate it, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one.